A big event occurred. Chai Lang hesitated. Quick orders are like Russian roulette, risk unknown. But the other party offered a generous reward. Chai Lang chuckled, refusing. No way. But they offered $10 million instantly. So much money it made him question life. Principles. Who hasn't compromised? Chai Lang proposed a $1 meeting fee. Half upfront, half after the meeting. Both sides could opt out of future cooperation. Surprisingly, the client agreed without a second thought. Chai Lang spent the whole day at the internet cafe, only setting off after the client transferred the meeting fee. He boarded the train, habitually taking orders based on his reputation. Meeting clients wasn't really his style. The client needed to trust him completely, paying half the deposit upfront and the rest later. Chai Lang never backed out of a deal. His deals relied on professional integrity and anonymity. The meeting location he chose? A picturesque nature reserve in Sweden. It was a beautiful spot filled with chirping birds, perfect for Chai Lang, who loved birdwatching. Shortly, the client arrived, and Chai Lang took a quick look to see if she came alone. It was a woman. Meeting a hitman alone, she seemed to have no other choice. She made her way to the observation shack that Chai Lang had set up. After a while, Chai Lang strolled in, and the client barely noticed his arrival. She could only catch the deep and powerful tone of his voice. Confirming her gender and accent, this was practically his best effort at sincerity. Next, they had a brief chat about the target, who was one of the most notable figures of the time, referred to as UDC. Upon hearing this name, Chai Lang immediately demanded to raise $10 million was simply not enough. She wanted 10 times the pay and also expected the client to reimburse all reasonable expenses for the job. Seems like she's a bold character. Thus, their first meeting wrapped up. Who exactly is UDC? She's a tech whiz, surrounded by controversy, and also one of the big shots in wealth. In her youth, she founded an IT company that provided global financial services, raking in hefty profits. She has 240 million social media followers, and her worshippers call her a goddess. For her, witnessing the injustices in finance spurred her to take action. She created software that claims to make finance transparent. It's not for reward, it's to usher in an era of fairness. She placed financial power into the hands of the super rich and subsequently disappeared without a trace, as if she had never existed. It turned out her radical ideals attracted the death threat. Those gunning for her were the big players in capital. Leading the charge is an elder, and the woman meeting Chai Lang is one of her subordinates. Next, Chai Lang's destination was Sea Sinsters, Spain, a picturesque harbour. On the crest of a small hill stood an impressive villa, where Chai Lang decided to park his car. He stashed his weapon and breezed through the door, looking sharp in his business suit like a corporate genius. By the villa's pool, he spotted his target. She was tidying up toys. Their eyes met at that moment. In an instant, all her defenses dropped. She rushed toward him, both excited and furious. Yes, she's Chai Lang's wife. Turns out, the hitman has a family. This villa is her property. When not on missions, Chai Lang resides here. It's hard to believe. In the early hours, the scent of the ocean helped her momentarily forget the smell of blood and gunpowder. She loved birdwatching, and a hawk had just made a catch. As a hitman, she wasn't quite sure how to relate to that hawk. This lifestyle is what many dream of. She hoped this tranquility would grant her inner peace. Her wife is local, and they have a child with golden hair. The child is untouched by the world's corruption, and the wife believes Chai Lang is named Charles, a mysterious business elite. When on business trips, he could be gone for months, his phone always off, only he would call home, leaving family completely lost. At home, Chai Lang was a loving guy, carefully making gifts for his son and focusing on family. Whenever his mother-in-law wanted to take pictures, Chai Lang would get super anxious. This was a weird request he had brought up to his wife long ago. His job was shrouded in secrecy, and his identity was as mysterious as can be. They had never met his friends or family, definitely not your typical family setup. But it was true, he was wealthier than most. His wife and child enjoyed the fine living that came with it. His wife became more tolerant, merely wishing he could dedicate his time to the family when home. However, for Chai Lang at this moment. This was indeed a very formidable challenge. Alone, he booted up his computer. 24 hours passed, and the final payment was still not settled. He sent a message urging the final payment, and from that moment on, all the professionalism, decorum, and phony would crumble into a chaotic mess. Wow, the progression of this plot is simply too exhilarating and captivating. If you appreciate such thrilling content, please make sure not to forget to subscribe to me. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to our channel for even more amazing content.